Hey everyone, here for week 5 of the 2017 college football season. Just before I get started, just as always a reminder that everything you hear or read on these blogs and in this video, feel free to use it all you want. Just keep in mind that this is completely my opinion on these outcomes of these football games. So with that said, I'll jump in. Last week was not that great. The 3 plays I did give out went 1 and 2, and the 2 plays that missed were not even close, just to be honest. Had Oklahoma State minus 11, they lost at home, and then had Vanderbilt plus 18.5 at home, and they completely got slaughtered by Alabama. But the 3rd play did have Duke minus 2.5, and I said they'd win by 10, and they did just that. So also the leans last week gave out 5. They went 4 and 1, which brought the total on the leans this year to 12 and 7. So a pretty good spot there with the leans at the end of the video. So I'll jump right in. The first game is Arizona State against Stanford. Currently the line is Stanford minus 16 with an over-under of 63.5. Stanford's quarterback, Chryst, is questionable this week. He did get hurt last week, so I don't know if he's going to be starting, but even if he does, he may be playing hurt. Projected stats for this game, we have Arizona State rushing between 130 to 150 yards, while passing between 340 to 360 yards. I've got Stanford rushing between 170 to 190 yards, and passing between 200 to 220 yards. With that said, some of the data that stuck out, Pac-12 away dogs of 10.5 to 17 points in the first 5 weeks of the year are 18 and 9, which is 66.7%. Trends that stuck out to me, Arizona State is 11-4-1 against the spread their last 16 as an underdog of 10 or more points. Also, Stanford is 2-6 against the spread the last 8 following a straight up win. So in my opinion, the play here is Arizona State plus a 16. The next game I have is California versus Oregon. Currently Oregon is 14-point favorite with an over-under of 68.5. Oregon's secondary, 2 of their players got hurt last week, so just like Stanford's quarterback, if they play, they're probably going to be playing, not 100%. And so, with that said, projected stats I have for this game: California rushing between 115 to 135 yards, Cal passing between 290 and 310, Oregon rushing between 155 to 175 yards, and passing between 295 to 315. The same data sticks out for this game as it did in the Stanford game, where a Pac-12 away dog of 10.5 to 17 points in the first 5 weeks of the year is 18 and 9. Trends, Cal is 4-0 the last 4 as an underdog. Oregon is 1-9 their last 10 against the spread as a home favorite. The projected score I came out with on this game was 38-35 Oregon. So as you can see, it's a high-scoring game, which is exactly goes along with that total that's been posted. But also, I have it being a very close game, 3 points. So with that, I would take Cal plus a 14. And the last game I have is Washington and Oregon State. So 3 Pac-12 games this week. That's just how it fell. That was the best leans and the best things I felt good about this week. So this game, Washington is minus 26.5 against Oregon State, with an over-under of 63. So Oregon State is down both of their top 2 quarterbacks. I don't know if either one of them is going to get to play this week, but if they do, of course, they'll be playing hurt. So look for that. University of Washington is missing their top receiver. I think he's out for the year now. He got hurt last week, and so that'll hurt them pretty bad. A couple things that really stood out to me when I was researching this game. The first is for Oregon State. So Anderson's been there 2 previous years before this year, and 10 of the 13 home games that they had went below this 63 points. The same holds true for the other side. With Peterson being at Washington for the previous 3 years, they had 16 road games. 13 of those went below the 63 points. All right. Projected stats I have is Washington rushing between 140 to 160 yards. Washington passing between 230 to 250 yards. Oregon State rushing between 125 to 145 yards and passing for 165 to 185 yards. couple trends that really stood out was Oregon State is to the under 4-0-1 the last 5 after a bye week, and Washington is 3-0-1 to the under the last 4 in their conference games. So to me, the lean right here, the play is to go under that 63. I have a projected total of 52 points, so 11 points below the total. Leans that did not meet this week or did not make the cut, as I said earlier, they're 12-7 for the year. Wake Forest plus 7.5, Rutgers plus 29.5, UCLA minus 6.5, Iowa State plus 6.5, Clemson, Virginia Tech over 51.5, Michigan State, Iowa over 45, Arizona State, Stanford over 63.5, and Georgia and Tennessee over 48. So all of this write-up will be below the video. Also, you can check out thegoal60.com to find a full blog with this video and the write-up. And remember to follow us at thegoal60 on Twitter. Appreciate you watching the video. Good luck this week and see you next week. Thanks.